Good evening, everybody. Wow, it is a pleasure to see so many people here. My name's Andy Jones-Wilkins, and I am finishing in 3 weeks, if all goes well, my first year as head of school at Tandem, and I really, really love this place. And so what I thought we would do tonight is take a little walk down memory lane. From what I understand, see, I'm still learning a lot about Tandem. In fact, every day I feel as though I know less and less about it. But one of the things I was told is that morning meeting for a long time took place in this room. Sad to say it doesn't anymore. So I thought, and Bill, a member of our board, Bill Mitzans, a class of '86, thought as well, that we would have a simulated morning meeting right now. So the way it works these days is, okay everybody, anybody have any announcements?
No, you have to have a moment of silence.
Oh, you have to have a moment of silence. Everybody, okay everybody, moment of silence.
God bless those departed from our alumni.
Okay, any announcements?
So now I have to pretend to be running in late at this point.
Okay, there's one.
We gotta get rid of
well, that still happens. I guarantee you that still happens.
Doesn't work.
Okay.
And one day,
here we go.
One day, Andy, I was running the meeting. I was standing right where you were, and I looked out this window, and I saw my maroon Volvo station wagon that I had forgotten to put the parking brake on. And it was rolling across the lawn at such speed as it went, and it ran right into one of those fabulous cedars. Otherwise, it would have gone over the hill and been gone forever. It could have hit someone. That's my announcement.
Oh, there we go. That's a good one.
I got one.
Yeah.
I got one. Yeah, as Andy said, you know, I came back to Tandem, you know, a couple of years ago and started something, and they were just so amazed that an alum still cared. You know, it's just like, oh my God, you know, like you still want to be involved. You know, and so like within a year or two, I was actually on the board of trustees, which still kind of freaks me out. And so one of the things that I heard recently was that Andy, in one of these morning meetings, he said, "Gosh darn it, there's so many traditions around here, I can't keep track of them all. Could you all just write down on a piece of paper, okay, you got senior skip day, okay, you got spring day, you got Blue Ridge day, etc." And he sounded a little exasperated actually.
I was, and in fact, one of the nice girls in the 11th grade volunteered to write them all down, and then the next day someone else said, "Well, you know, Andy, it's a tradition to never write down all the traditions."
So in addition
to pull the chain of the headmaster.
Well, I guarantee you that's still happening.
So at any rate, I just wanted to throw out, you know, like for me, one tradition, you know, and it's especially important now that there's a 4-1, they're leading 4-1 down there in soccer. And I felt like they won the state championships.
Twice.
2 years in a row.
You know, Tandem sports is good now. I mean, back when I went to Tandem, well, I was like the first lead off the bench, you know, and that's the one tradition that I want to make sure never goes away from Tandem, the whole no-cut policy. The idea that anybody can be on any sport team they want. It doesn't mean they're going to play a lot of minutes, and you know, I was the guy that they put in like the end of the game, like if it was a blowout, and like people would cheer when I put up a shot, you know, and that's, you know, that's one tradition at Tandem that I'd like to see never go away. Is the no-cut policy for all athletics. So if anybody else has anything they'd like to throw along those lines or along like Volvos without their parking brakes, feel free to.
Well, with sports, we used to play these teams like Fishburne Military Academy. Yeah. I mean, the morale in the van to the game was so high that everyone slept. Because we knew we'd be beaten 9-1, and the kids are like frustrated that it wasn't more. Tandem trees, no trees. With badgers and trees.
Well, no, and it's interesting because by the mid to late 80s, we didn't call ourselves the trees, we thought of ourselves as the evergreens. But, you know.
Go trees. And there's really nothing wrong with saying that, really. Trees are good.
But this badger business, I have trouble getting used to it.
I like badgers.
I like badgers true, it's just not the mascot of this school.
So anybody else got something? Because they want to make sure that he does, because he needs to know. He doesn't know what went on.
Okay, well, we're sitting on the floor because we used to sit on the floor. Or you would stand on the corner.
Yeah. The teachers used to be able to stand.
But they ran the meeting from right there.
From here.
You had to sit up a little bit just so you could see the people in the back who were dozing at 7:30.
And we have Wednesday work crew, do you have that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's up with work?
We have, well, we have work crew every day. Was that a punishment work crew?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're having some disagreement here. I remember the Wednesday work crew as you would be assigned if you did something bad.
It was.
When our entire physics class cut, we were assigned one of the Wednesday work crew. But the entire.
Oh, good, that still happened back then.
As in the field, they got Wednesday work crew for the whole year. As a punishment.
So what's your point these days, Andy?
Doing it as an entire class stopped John from being able to throw all of you out.
Now, that was not my fault.
My class, though.
Well, the modern incarnation of work crew, we have something called hours that's kind of like that, and they come in the morning because we still from 3:30 to 3:50, the whole school, 5th grade through 12th grade, with senior and junior leaders, divide up different areas of the school and clean and everything but the bathrooms. In the old days, did you do the bathrooms too?
Oh, hell.
See, this is the 21st century, so the kids don't do the bathrooms. Now,
The reason they don't do the bathrooms is it was really
it was nasty. It was nasty.
I remember Jeannie Manisel standing up in this room with a toilet brush and a bottle of Lysol explaining how to properly clean the toilet because the work crew had not cleaned the toilet well enough for her when she went to use it. He was a hell of a good teacher.
Yes. She was in New York last night, but I don't know if it was.
Any other announcements?
I have one.
Oh, Nura has one. Does everyone know Nura?
Yeah.
She's our upper school head. She might tell you not to walk across campus with no shoes on.
When I take my shoes off. It's 4-1.
Yeah. All right, good. What I thought I would do is tell you, it's so great to have so many people there. Let me tell you the stuff that I think is exactly the same. Because I know when you come back to a school as a graduate, you get concerned about how many things are different. You know, all fun about this little simulated morning meeting aside, this is still the same. Every day, both the middle school and the upper school get together and for 15 minutes just have fellowship together, and it's announcements, it's sharing, it's what happened in sports or what's going on in drama or who got into what college or whatever. That's really honestly a centering point of the day to such an extent that in recent weeks I've hired a couple of part-time teachers to come teach for us next year, and they really want to attend morning meeting because they've heard what an important part of the school life it is. Work crew is still here. Spring Day is still here. It doesn't turn into an all-out water fight, but it's an awful lot of fun. Blue Ridge Day is still here, although we go up onto Carter's Mountain and kind of keep it local more than we did in the old days. There are a large, as Bill was saying, a large number of ritualistic things about Tandem that I'm still learning about. Every student, I'll plan backwards here, every student speaks, if they wish, at graduation. The head of school says something about every student at graduation. The graduates enter graduation any way they wish, and do it on their terms. About those seniors, they also plan a prank day that, from what I've heard, is coming up, and they do a skip day, and they do a variety of other things. There are great partnerships between the upper school students and the middle school students. Some formal in the form of a Big Badgers program we have, some less formal. But those connections across the ages. I have two of my own children here in 6th grade and 8th grade, and a third hopefully on the way who's a 3rd grader at Free Union, and they've been at a lot of schools because I've kind of moved around a little bit in my career. But it's uncanny the number of kid friends they have in up and down the different grades. Some of the things that are, I think, most important, and I would assume were the pieces of your Tandem experience, is that number one, first and foremost, the connections between the teachers and the students here are intimate, and not inappropriately intimate by any means, but they are truly, they're the relationships that students, we had a senior reflection evening, senior appreciation dinner a few nights ago in this room, and the students shared their, come on in. The students, I was hoping you'd make it here. John Howard, everybody.